Yeah, sure. Hey, Juwan, you said after the past few games you've been much happier with the defense. I guess, can you kind of pinpoint why the improvement has occurred now? Is it effort? Is it just getting more comfortable? Anything like that?
There have been improvements, not just now, but just throughout the season. There are stretches when you have through your season where mistakes are made, and you feel that as a group you have areas you want to improve, and in order to improve on those areas, you have to work on it. And with that time of work, it become habits, and that's where we're developing habits. So just love, our guys are really dialed in to just want to come in the gym and improve. We try to become a dominant team on a defensive end.
Coach, we'll move over to Jamal Spencer from WZZM TV in Grand Rapids.
Coach, professionally, in your opinion, when you look at the film and you look at what Keegan Murray's been able to do this season, what do you see from him that makes him such an effective threat, such an effective scorer?
First, you start with confidence. I feel his confidence level has definitely risen from last season. He's also gotten a lot of comfortable now that, guys like Wisekamp, Garza, those two guys were particularly the two that provided a lot of the scoring, or the majority of the scoring for their team. And with Keegan, you see it last season where he has the tools offensively, understanding how to play the game. Never was one of the guys that I saw that tried to, go outside of, the offense to try to get his numbers. And so now this year, a lot of offensive load is on his shoulders, and he's accepted that responsibility by putting in the work, from the experience he received last year, being playing time, and now over the summertime, and with all the player development that I'm sure that he's probably been involved within the program. You can see that in games, he just looks so comfortable out there, and he's been able to score on the outside of the floor or as well as in the inside. And then, give him credit, he's comfortable putting the ball on the floor, creating his own shot.
Coach, will slide over to Michael Cohen with the Free Press.
Hey, Juwan, good morning. I was just curious, what the review process was like looking at the film from the Ohio State game with Moussa, and did he feel like there were a lot of places for him to grow when you look back at the film?
You're a freshman, so there's always areas for you to grow. And with Moussa, with his attitude and mentality, he comes in with that, that disposition of, hey, how can I get better? Coach, I like to watch film. I want to get more shots up. He's the one that you got to lock the doors to keep him out of the gym, because he has that attitude that I just spoke about with Keegan. He wants to improve, and he wants to be an elite level player, but he understands it takes work, and that's what makes Moussa special.
Did you find a way to lock the doors like you told us you were going to try?
Yeah, I did on Sunday. I had help doing it. And then I asked the question yesterday, who still tried to come in here? And there were one or two players that still tried to come in, but they knew that was not allowed. They needed to get away. Man, that's your baby. What, boy or girl?
Baby boy, 6 months old and giving me a handful every day.
Man, congratulations, brother.
Thank you,
What's
man.
his name?
His name is Joel.
Joel. What's up, Joel? His name. Look at him. He looking. What's up, Joel? Oh, man. Hey, enjoy, bro.
Will do, man. Thank you.
Once they get mine's age, man, you're going to want to give them back. I'm just joking. Beautiful, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll move over to Nick Stoll from the Michigan Daily.
Hey, Juwan. Iowa has a pretty quick pace of play, second most average possessions in the Big Ten. Do you do anything different to kind of prepare for that this week, whether that's, conditioning or different defensive approach?
We watch it on film. We talk about it and put an emphasis on how it's important for us from, not being able to Well, I wouldn't say not be able to. Let me correct myself. We talk about, how the emphasis on getting back in transition, not taking any possessions off, where whether it's makes or miss, that we have to be sprinting and talking and try to make sure that we get matched up. Sometimes you're going to be cross-matched, but, it's important that we get a guy matched up on one of their players because they will make you pay if you don't.
We'll move to Alejandro with Michigan Insider.
Juwan, Phil Martelli was talking yesterday about how he feels the team needs to have more of a consistent bench presence. What's it going to take to have one of those players step up on a consistent basis?
I trust they will. We have enough. We have plenty. And our guys are in tune to give them everything they can to help play winning basketball to put us in position to be competitive.
Coach will move back with a follow-up from Michael.
Hey, Juwan, I think over the last 5 games, teams are shooting about 84% at the rim against Michigan's defense. And I was just curious, is the interior defense a concern, or is that something that just statistically is a bit of an anomaly?
Well, Michael, I don't see as far as 80% at the rim, but I'll take your position, but I would say this: we want to definitely make any time where a team is either driving or shooting the basketball from outside, that first, when it starts with driving, try to keep our man in front and making sure that we don't not give up layups and do it without fouling. And then secondly, when it comes to outside shooting, we pride ourselves on making sure we get a handball contest and do that without fouling. But any opponent you face in the Big Ten, they're not going to take it easy on you because this conference is that damn good.
Coach, we're going to slide over to Pat Ruff from the Post Bulletin. He has a couple questions about Will Tschetter.
Yeah, Coach, what's the development of Will been like? Obviously, he's taken a redshirt year this year. How has his development gone in these months you've had it?
Oh, it's been great, man. Will is a culture guy inside and outside. His approach with this attitude on willingness to improve comes in every day when we are, whether we practicing or when we don't have practice. You never have to worry about Will not coming in and getting in extra work. He's also done an amazing job in the weight room of staying in shape and working on his body and getting stronger. His attitude has been phenomenal within the team, whether it's in the locker room or whether it's in practice, just being positive and also feeding life to guys that are on the court when he's not playing. Will, when this time comes, I expect for him to be ready to come out there and compete. I trust that he's going to give it his all. And then I also love the fact that, I'm having an opportunity to have hands-on with his development. And I think, Will is going to be the guy that at some point, whether it's, I don't know if it's going to be next year or the year after, but I can see Will becoming the captain for the University of Michigan because his entire makeup is built on a Michigan man. And it starts, with his home, as far as his mom and dad did a phenomenal job helping with his development as far as a person as well as an athlete. And you go back to his, Will's, background. He did not only play basketball, but he also played football and he threw the discus. I mean, this young man is, a pure athlete, but also a great competitor.
One more thing, if I can, what made you decide to redshirt him, Juwan? My last question.
Because of the development piece, I felt that it was great that we can have an extra year of developing them, as well as looking at our front line with some of the guys that were returning, and also some of the guys that, from a rotation standpoint, did not want to waste in giving him limited minutes. And that would, of course, waste a year of development. I felt that it was important for him to get a fewer a full 4-year experience here.
Thank you.
We'll slide back to Nick from the Daily.
Hi, Juwan. You briefly mentioned him at the end of the last game, but what has Austin Davis brought to your coaching staff this year?
Excuse me?
Austin Davis working with Sandman.
Working with the team with Sanderson.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, Sandman, it's the coaching staff. That's got to clarify that. Austin's been great, and he's been great. Helping with all the strength and conditioning part of it. John Sandman Sanderson could, of course, share more in detail about his role. But from what I've seen, when I'm in a weight room and seeing how active he is and helping, with correctives as well as with strength and conditioning. And then, on the court, it's been phenomenal and stepping in with stretching and plyometrics and teaching that aspect of it as well. So, I'm not surprised. Austin is, there's a lot of things that I mentioned about Will Tschetter, sorry. I'm thinking about Teskey now, but I'm thinking about Will Tschetter. Everything is what Austin is all about too. They're very similar in a lot of ways. I kind of joke with Austin a little bit this year about, you could have came back an extra year. He's always enjoyed that laughter as well.
We'll slide over to Clayton Safey with the Wolverine.
Coach, you guys are the top defensive rebounding team in the Big Ten. I just wonder what you like about the improvement there. I know, you talked about that as an area you wanted to improve earlier on in the season. Have you liked what you've seen lately?
Well, we're going to keep chopping the wood. And that means in all aspects of whether it's defensive rebound, offensive rebounding, defense, any category within the defensive side of the ball, we're going to keep chopping the wood. And, it's based on energy and effort. And, I commend all our guys for just bringing it every day with energy and effort. And, I said it to you guys before early in the year that with this team, they've been a good joy to coach. And they've all accepted of getting uncomfortable and then bought in to the culture.
Coach, we have one more. It's Michael from the Free Press with another follow-up.
Hey, Juwan, with so many wings these days being able to play outside and inside, how challenging is it to defend those wing positions? And what are some of the keys to being a good defender against guys that can take you off the dribble, but also play down low if they want to?
Well, that's a part of basketball. And basketball has evolved in so many areas where, young men are not just working on one part of their game where they're just shooting outside threes. You're getting guys that are working and doing a lot of, training, whether it's in your building or outside your building in the off season on finding their development coach and, doing things within the cones, working on, scoring off the dribble, different finishes and stuff like that. And, I commend, these young men today as far as, what they have done as far as improving their skill set. But it poses a challenge for any opponent. We have young men on our team that's pretty elite level too when it comes to inside and outside, what they're able to do out there on the floor and do some amazing things with that basketball. But it's just, I think it's really done a great job of improving our game overall on seeing all this special talent being displayed in college basketball.
Thanks, Juwan.
Okay, Coach, that's going to do it. We appreciate it. Safe travels to Iowa City.
Thank you. Stay safe.